Hello, what's going on? Welcome back to A Lady and a Gent.
I'm your cousin Ashley.
And I am the suave debonair, cousin Phil.
Ooh. I need to be more than just, not to be just Ashley.
I'm kind of feeling myself slightly today, just about that much.
Go on, feel yourself.
Okay.
Feel yourself. If you don't feel yourself, who will?
Who will indeed.
So how have all of you been? It's been a little bit, not too long, but a little bit.
Okay, I'm about to be strict on y'all. Did y'all vote yet?
If not, please go out, vote for whoever you want to vote. We here in North Carolina have early voting, so we have gone voting.
Yes, we did.
And it was actually a smooth process. There was nobody there when I went.
Neither did I. I was in and out in like 15 minutes tops.
Yeah, I think that was, I did early voting one other time, and I forgot how good it is. It's just like in and out. I took my daughter, we make it an experience. I didn't get a little sticker. Oh, we got the pins.
Yeah, they did the pins for safety reasons because they had the stylus on there, so.
Yeah. I have my pen.
Like that.
It's in my purse now. There's no excuse not to have a pen.
I'm gonna still take it. But anyway.
You gonna take my pen with yours?
Yep.
Okay.
I voted twice. No, I'm playing. Don't y'all had the FBI come after me.
No voter fraud over here.
No. But speaking of which, we have to give a shout out to the cousin of the day.
Ooh, who is it?
This goes out to Amy O.
Oh, hey, Amy girl. Ew.
And it's a simple message that I love so much. Love you, cousins.
We love you too.
Short, sweet, and simple. And if you want to get the next shout out, all you got to do is like, comment, hashtag Hey Cousins.
Boom. And you could be featured. So let's get in this video.
Let's get to it.
Because I was visiting with family and I was just scrolling, how I normally do, minding my business. And I saw this clip. And me and a family member were discussing it a little bit. I watched a little bit of it and I said, oh my God, of course. We got to bring it to the cousins. And so that's what we're doing.
And it goes a little something like this.
As a woman, because I don't want to say it's a man versus woman thing, but a lot of women do complain, oh, my husband's always on me. Why is he always on me? If sex is going to be a chore for you that you don't really want to do, why do women constantly push monogamy on men? If you know that you don't want to have to deal with him all the time just wanting you, why do you push monogamy on men?
Well, who's to say I pushed anything on anybody? Like,
well, we know that you pushed monogamy on me.
I pushed monogamy. I forced you to get married to me?
Time out. I didn't say you forced me to get married, but did you not say to me that you wanted to be engaged and you wanted to be married before you lived with me? You didn't say that?
I want $1 billion. That don't mean I'm going to get it. I can want something,
asking,
but not.
You right now you're dodging the question.
Nobody pressed you to do it. Yes, is that something I wanted? Yes, it was. But
you didn't press me. Are you gonna lie now to the people because we talking about sex?
DeVal,
you're gonna lie now to the people?
DeVal, knowing.
Kadeen, you didn't want monogamy?
Of course I did.
So then why are you avoiding the question?
That's not avoiding the question. I'm saying, does that mean because I want it and I requested that you were gonna deliver it? Like, nobody pressed you for that.
Time out. You just said you wanted it and requested it. Do you not hear yourself?
I can make a request. Is the request gonna be granted?
Am I not granting you monogamy?
You are granting it to
me.
Also, let me finish. Also, I don't feel like I was adequately prepared for marriage. And I've said that before, because if I knew that marriage and monogamy was going to involve me trying to meet you where you were at sexually for years to come, then I probably would have reevaluated it if I wanted to be monogamous anyway.
Now let's go back to what you asked me. You said to me you never pressured me to get married. In 2007, we were living together, right? You said you no longer wanted to live with me and shack up with me because you wanted to be my wife, not my girlfriend.
Right, because I wanted to know where the relationship was going.
That don't sound like pressure to you?
It sounds like me voicing where I see my life going. It sounds like me saying, this is what I would like. You can decide to meet me there. If not, we can reevaluate what exactly we're doing.
Okay. Additionally,
would I call it pressure per se? Not necessarily pressure.
It is pressure, but you don't want to say it's pressure. What about being engaged?
You might have felt pressure.
What about being engaged?
Pressure behind it.
I said we don't got to rush to get married. You said I don't want to be engaged longer than a year. Is that not pressure?
That's me voicing my opinion about it.
Sounds like pressure to me. So you say you want to be engaged, I get engaged. You say you want to be married within a year. We do that. We get married, then you make it seem like sex is a chore to your husband. Once again, I ask the question, why do women who push forth monogamy on the man they're dating then get overwhelmed when that man who tries to provide that monogamy to you? Why do you get upset when we're trying to be what you want us to be? You don't want me to be with no one else, right? Right? I'm asking. This is a serious question.
Yes,
You don't want me to be with no one else.
absolutely.
So if I decide that all this testosterone I have, I want to give to you, why is this so overwhelming now? This is what you asked for.
I did not realize that after having children, after, career changes, all of the turbulences that we've been through in life, that was going to have a direct effect on my sex drive.
Woo! Okay, well.
Child,
Now, I'm going to cheat and say that I actually went to their podcast. It's about an hour long. I'll leave the details in the description.
but they're a married couple. I think they've been married now about 10 years. They're on the internet. I've seen them every now and again. I don't particularly follow them, not for any reason. I just haven't. But I've seen clips of them, so I'm not too familiar with them. But I do know they're like an internet couple. Y'all might know more than I do, but that is what I know. So they have a podcast. They're husband and wife. So let's start with this, right? Because you're married. Do you feel that your wife pressured you?
Honestly, no.
Okay.
I did not.
So if your wife said the same thing that Kadeen said, how would you take that? Would you take that as pressuring?
Well, from my standpoint and from our marriage, we discussed it together. It wasn't I'm ready to get married and I don't want this.
Right.
And then, with me and my mouth open like, huh? No, we actually sat down and we discussed it. What we wanted, the plans that we wanted. Now, I have seen some posts from a lot of single ladies out there, no disrespect, that was saying that, hey, I want to be married within X amount of time and I want my wedding to be this, I want my engagement ring to be that. And I had to question myself, okay, is it more so about the wedding or actually about being married?
I mean, that's a whole nother thing. Because if that's what you want, if you're a single person, you're saying, oh, I want this, I want marriage, there's nothing wrong with saying the things you want. So from that aspect of it, but these two were in a relationship and he sounds like he felt pressure from her to marry him, which I was kind of like listening to her and I was like, no, she just said, these are the things I want. And if you want to be with me, these are the things I want. You can either, in the words of Stevie J, get on the bus or get off. And I don't see where she was pressuring him, but
I don't know, it could be a condensed version.
well, he was there. He was like, 'cause you don't feel like he was pressuring me. Once again, if that was the case, then why did you ask her? You still had to ask her to agree.
Well, I know a lot of men that sit there and do things just to make their lady happy, i.e. do something to make them shut up. So he probably did that on that. I mean,
but
their marriage is cool. Their marriage is good, but he was like, all right, already, fine. Probably was thinking on that aspect,
Yeah, but to say that you were pressured makes it seem like you don't have a choice and she was like, put a gun to your head and was like, you better marry me or not. I took it as, listen, this is what I want for my life, right? We living together. Either we gonna move forward or not. You obviously decided you wanted to move forward.
Well, the old folks say, ain't no shacking up.
Yeah, you can't do that. But I just don't understand, why did you feel this sense of pressure?
I actually like the fact for a woman to lay out on the line what she wants. That way we have a clear direction of where our relationship is going to go.
Right. And then he goes, if you want us to be monogamous, so were you not previously monogamous? You listened to the podcast, but just from the snippet, it's like marriage was the the reason for you to be monogamous, and then to bring up sex, like, sir, let's stop it. Let's stop it. Like, why are you acting like you a 15-year-old boy out here just want to hop on her all the time? And like, please stop, men, stop it.
Well, from the actual podcast, if you go back a few minutes, they were talking about this party that they came from. You know, she had a face beat, had on the hot outfit, hair was done, and it turned him on. His wife turned him on.
Okay.
So, you know, they were watching TV and, you know, got into the mood. But she started taking the tracks out of here. But see, he wanted the whole package.
Nah, sir, that's not what it was.
But the tracks came out and he was like, He wanted that fantasy of that it girl, not his girl at that moment. He just wanted the fantasy at the moment, you know?
Oh! Well, maybe he should have got her some braids. You can't pull these out. Well, this you know, I don't got the braided wig, but so you can't pull these out.
I'm not gonna touch that one because there's too many people watching, and one of them happens to be the lady that I am married to, and I at least want to be able to wake up the next morning, so I'm not gonna discuss hair pulling.
Well, I'm just saying, you said his wife was taking her hair out, so maybe if she had some braids, she couldn't. But you know what? I think, and this goes back to a conversation I had with someone many years ago, and the expectation. So if you went into something with a different expectation, and then it doesn't start to meet it, right? I think that's what begins to happen. Like I said, marriage is a lot of work.
Yes, it is.
For those of you who don't know, I once upon a time was married, so I understand. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of compromising. It is a lot of renegotiating. It is a lot of redefining what your relationship is.
That's true.
And let me tell you, I'm with her. Let me tell you, my first year of marriage, I cooked like every day. I mean, every day. I don't know how I had the energy, because I could not do that again. Sorry. And my future husband's out there, I don't cook every day no more like that. But then once I had our child, I couldn't do that no more. Like, I couldn't keep that up. It was just a lot. It was just a lot. Trying to navigate. It was a lot. And you do your best, and that's why it's important, I think, to talk with your partner, to be like, hey, look, I'm going through this, or I'm feeling this. But to sit there and say, like, you were pressured. I didn't pressure my, marriage. I didn't pressure for marriage. If anything, I find sometimes there are some men that pressure it or pursue it. So to sit and say, oh, it's just a woman, no, sir. It's a lot of men out there. Listen, ladies, there's a lot of men out there who want to be married and who will. Okay. They're like, girl, so what are we doing?
I don't know what any of that means, so.
What he's saying, what she said, there are men who do that as well. Like, I've been in relationships. I've been approached. I've been like, what are we? What is this? So to say it's just a woman thing, it's not. It's not.
So I mean, I just won't admit it that it is that type of thing. The whole pressuring women, like, look, what we gonna be?
Yeah, it's men out there. If you find the qualities you want in a person, why not ask them? Go, hey, what is this? What are we? Whether it's a man or a woman, but to just make it seem like she was pressuring you because you were just. I mean, obviously she thought you were highly of you because she was with you and y'all are married, but to sit here and make it seem like, I mean, I guess, like, girl, I'll marry you. Like I don't know.
Yeah, remember, things change over time, especially when you've been in a long-term relationship or marriage. Things change over time.
Yeah.
Fellas, our drive ain't 100% there. He probably dropped down to 90, 95%. I ain't gonna sit there and downgrade the brother. I ain't gonna downgrade myself. But it happens, day-to-day life happens. You have kids, your energy is not there anymore. You just probably look at each other and fall asleep.
So their conversation went from, hey, we were, you pressured, I wanted to get some from you, but then you took your hair weave out, and now I'm like really. And then that turned into you pressured me into marrying you, and now it's a monogamy, and it turns into sex. I'm confused. Like, I'm just like, let's stop acting like. First of all, if you're in your 30s, I'm proud to admit I'm in my 30s. Right? We all know scientifically men have their sexual peak is before women's. So if they're in the same age range as myself, actually her sexual peak would be happening now, and his would be like flatlining right at this moment, or not as high. So to sit here and go so are you saying that any drop of a dime I should be giving it up to you? Like, I'm just confused. Why? How did you make that sexual? You pressure me into marriage for monogamy, and now it's a sex thing. Like, I don't know. I can't make that make sense, but it's not me that has to make it make sense.
I'm trying to figure out where it go. I'm like, just come out and say it. Like, woman, get in the room, get naked, let's do this. Just come out and say it. That's all I'm saying. You know?
I don't know how many kids they have. When your kids pop up, child, if y'all got kids, y'all know they pop up.
Got 3 words for that. Grandma house.
Well, you know it's 2020, so grandma might live in your house. So then what?
Go downstairs with your grandma.
I don't know. I just don't.
Soundproof walls.
Right. I just don't think anybody can pressure you into marriage, and if they are or have, that's probably not for you, and it probably won't last.
If you're pressured into anything, that should be red flags right there. Like, okay, somebody's gonna be way too controlling in this relationship.
I mean, I don't want to call it pressure, but if you get a little motivation, now listen.
Motivation.
Maybe she gave him the motivation, like, you know what, she's a good woman. I can't see myself without her, or I don't want the thought of her being with somebody else. And then all the qualities she brings, is just a loving, caring person. If that's what he equates to pressure, I call it a little motivation.
Unless you see bridal magazines popping up out of nowhere in the house.
But then you would know that that's what somebody wants. And listen. If you know somebody wants something and you can't give it to them, sometimes we're just not honest enough to say we can't fulfill those roles in people's lives. But we try, right?
Mm-hmm. It's because we don't want to hurt the ego.
Well, whether she pressured him or not, here they are 10 years later. So clearly it worked. Now look, I would not advise pressuring nobody, but a little motivation never hurt.
Yeah, just be nice and say, you're the one for me.
Okay.
Make that person feel special.
If you like it, I love it.
Hey, well.
Well, cousins, let us know what you think. Would you pressure your significant other into marriage? Have you been pressured? Have you pressured someone?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Or what are your thoughts? You know, we read the comments. We love the discussions. Y'all know where to put them.
Right down below. And also, if you don't like it, I'll hurt you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and make sure you share the video.
Yes, because our cousin and family is just growing. And we love talking with you guys, as you know.
We do.
So until next time.
We out of here.
Bye, cousins.